This is the RG Vita Pro, and this is the RG Vita. Two brand new handhelds from Anbernic just hitting pre-sale right now. At first glance they look almost identical, but there's a $40 difference between them. So the question is, what are you actually paying extra for? Today we're putting them head to head, performance, emulation, and seeing which one is actually worth your money. Let's get into it. Quick one today, I'm literally about to head off on a trip. So this is what the boxes look like, in case you've got some kind of box fetish, like me. Inside you get the basics, cable, paperwork, not much else. If you're getting one though, do grab the case, it's actually pretty decent. As we speak, pre-orders are live. The Pro comes in at about 140 smackaroos, and the standard one is around $100. So these are sort of not quite budget and definitely not premium. They sort of sit in that odd middle ground. Now, design-wise, they're basically identical. Same feel, same layout. Only real difference is on paper, screen size. 5.5 inches on the Pro, 5.46 inches on the standard. In reality, you're not noticing that. They definitely feel nicer than you expect for a budget-ish handheld. One thing I did notice is that the standard screen is slightly warmer. The Pro is a bit cooler. Subtle, but side by side you'll see it. Build quality? Solid. Buttons and D-pad? All good. Only downside is the shoulder buttons are a little clicky. Analog sticks are decent, nice travel to them. But overall, no complaints here. So yeah, externally these things are twins. Internally though, that's where things change. The Pro has an RK3576, 1080p screen, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage, and Android 14. The standard Vita has a T618 chip, 720p screen, 3 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, and running Android 12. Now the Pro also gets dual micro SD card slots and a mini HDMI out, which is nice. But weirdly, no Google services on the Pro, no Play Store, which could be a licensing thing. You do get the Chromium browser though. The Pro comes shipped with Anbernic's own OS on a 32GB SD card. You can also have a games card on the second slot. Now my opinion of that OS? It's interesting. Let's just leave it at that. Honestly, both feel pretty similar navigating the UI. However, the boot time is significantly faster on the Pro model, about 10 seconds quicker than the standard RG Vita. Also, booting up games is much quicker on the Pro across all systems. This is Street Fighter X Tekken on the PS Vita, a pretty underappreciated PS Vita game in my opinion. It booted up quicker by a good 17 seconds. So yeah, if you're the impatient kind, Pro model would probably be a better choice for you. Now as far as the game itself, on the standard RG Vita here, there's slowdowns, graphical issues, and it runs a little slow. Switching to the Pro, it's basically the same. Although the menus and load times are much faster on the Pro, the game seems to run about the same speed. Virtua Tennis 4 however runs fine on both. So yeah, Vita emulation, neither of these are really there yet. And to be fair, that's more on the emulator than the hardware. You'll only be using these for the lightest PS Vita games only. Now where the Pro does pull ahead, PS2, you can see less stutter, smoother gameplay, and you have the ability to have higher upscaling. And anything older, arcade, GBA, PS1, Dreamcast, they all run great on both. So here's the thing, if you're choosing between these two, and remember neither of these are strong enough for proper Vita or Switch anyway, there are better options at this price. If you don't need widescreen, I honestly would suggest you look at the Anbernic RG476H, which I feel is just a smarter buy. More power, double the RAM of the Pro, better screen, and at a similar price as well. And there's usually some kind of discount code which might actually make it cheaper than the Pro. That's just my humble opinion though, feel free to ignore me completely. These Vitas do have a couple of nice bonuses though. Media, that 5.5 inch screen is actually great for watching stuff. YouTube, movies, looks great. Speakers, surprisingly loud too. And secondly, PSP is especially good on both of these for what it's worth. So yeah, quick verdict, both solid handhelds for PSP and older systems, but for PS Vita, don't buy these for that, you'll be disappointed. Just go get the RG476H if you have to buy a horizontal. It's more powerful and you get better value out of it. I will give credit to Anbernic though. They always bring something interesting to the table. Sometimes it works and sometimes it misses the mark a bit. But credit for giving us options at least. I do like the idea of a Vita-centric handheld. I really do. But we just have to wait on the software to catch up. Give it time, this one could get interesting. That's it for today. Thanks for making it to the end, and I will see you in the next one.